So I'm going to share with you what I would call the reverse housing market bubble that's going on in Austin, Texas right now. I'm Dan Forbes, broker of Forbes Realty in Leander, Texas, just north of Austin. And thanks for stopping by my channel. If you want to know everything there is to know real estate wise about the North Austin suburbs of Cedar Park, Leander, Liberty Hill, Pflugerville, Round Rock, Georgetown, you've come to the right place. And I hope if you like the content that you'll subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll be notified when a new video is posted, and also hit that thumbs up button because it helps other people find the channel. But let's get into today's topic. What is this thing about a reverse housing bubble going on in the Austin market? Let's take a look at that right after this. So I want to share with you some contents of an article that I was reading on CNBC.com that really explains what's going on here in the Austin market. Let me share that screen here with you. So the article came out at the beginning of this month, and the title of the article is "Why So Many Americans Feel Trapped in Their Homes by Their Low Mortgage Rates." So right now here in the Austin market, our sales are down about 26% year over year. There's just a lot of sellers that are not selling right now, even though there are buyers out there. And because of the shortage of demand, prices still, feel high. Even though we had many months that prices dropped here in Austin, we've actually been in a price increasing trend for the last 3 months. But this article kind of explains what's going on not only in Austin, but in many of the other areas across the country. So the bullet points of the article are this: the recent spike in mortgage rates has created a so-called golden handcuff effect. Point number two, nearly 82% of homeowners feel locked in by their existing low mortgages, according to data from Realtor.com. And thirdly, in the meantime, the shortage of homes for sale is pushing prices up. And so that's happening here in the Austin market as well as across the US. Right now, when I looked at mortgage rates a moment ago, they were 6.25. So we've hit a high range of mortgage rates that's really made our market get quiet here in the past few days. And this article kind of explains what's going on. And in the article, it talks about a couple, is Bob and Terry Wood from Mobile, Alabama, and they've been in their home for 10 years, and they would actually like to downsize. But the reason they're not downsizing, they say, we are in the 10th year of a 3.125% fixed mortgage. I mean, imagine that. They're in a 3.125% fixed mortgage rate. And if they were to sell right now, their mortgage rate would be 7.25%. So no wonder they're thinking that now may not be the time to sell, and they've decided to wait. And this article goes on and talks about that. It says these homeowners would need to finance a new home at a higher rate than the rate they currently hold, adding hundreds of dollars a month to their mortgage payment, which has created an incentive to stay where they are. For them, opting to move is not the right strategy. And so the article points out that rising rates created a golden handcuff effect. So many people that would sell right now, that have a desire to sell, they either want to buy a bigger home, or they want to buy a smaller home, or they want to sell their older home and they want to buy new construction. Many of them are just not doing anything because of the differences in rate. So many people refinanced during the pandemic. And this article refers to that. It says that most homeowners today have mortgages with interest rates at 4% or even below 3% because they refinanced during the pandemic. And so these homeowners feel kind of locked in. There's no way that they're going to sell and buy a home if the rate is going to be over 7%. So what's it going to take when the rates get down to 6%? Will that make a difference? When the rates get down to 5% or 4%? That's what this article is saying, that the rate lock tipping point is perhaps 5%. So if we see mortgage rates get down into that 5% area again, we're going to see this housing bubble pop. And by that, I mean the reverse housing bubble, the tremendous amount of demand from sellers that is just building like a pressure cooker right now. Normally they would be selling, but they're not selling because of the difference between their mortgage rate today, because they refinanced during the pandemic, and what their new mortgage rate would be. They're not going to get rid of a 3% mortgage and swing into a 7+% mortgage. But if the rates get down to 5, many of these sellers would say, okay, let's pull the trigger, let's go ahead and sell, and let's find our next new home. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the reverse housing market bubble going on here in the Austin market right now. Not only in the Austin market, but actually it's going on across the nation. So when we see interest rates come down, you can expect to see more inventory coming on the market, perhaps even prices pulling back a little bit, which would be good for buyers. But sellers are going to enjoy those lower rates. And even if they were to buy today, so many people today are still buying, but they know that rates aren't going to stay high forever. And at some point, rates are going to come back down, and many of today's buyers are going to refinance at that time. So I hope this explains a little bit to you about what's going on here in the Austin market. And if there's anything in the world that I could do to be of help to you, feel free to reach out to me. Look down in the description below and you'll see how they can call me, text me, send me an email. Heck, I don't care. Send me a carrier pigeon, and always remember, I've got your back. What is this thing about a reverse